So we're all aware of the Showdown, right? The one where the Foundation and the Ice King try to kill each other, even though it's all pointless since it's kind of obvious the Dark Voyager will win by the end of the season. That Showdown? Yeah, well, I think it's been long blown out of proportion. In fact, it has been since like day 3 or 4 of the season starting. Whether it's because the community turned against each other, which isn't really anything new, or people hardcore role-playing to the point where it's cringe-worthy, or perhaps just hating on a character for the sole purpose of not picking their team. Yeah, well, I'm going to discuss these 3 points in the video, starting with the one that annoys me the most, and it's actually the one I just mentioned, which is... Now, this whole hating on the other character or faction thing is just so dumb. So what? I'm allowed to like one character but not the other, even when I do really like the other character? I'm just not allowed to or something? Nah, screw that. Like with me now, I'm Team Foundation, but I still really like the Ice King. I just prefer Foundation, hence why I picked that team. Using the logic that some people use would mean I can't like the Ice King. I'm forced to hate him. I'm forced to put a picture of him on a dartboard and aim for a bullseye, which would likely be between his eyes, and vice versa for Team Ice King. No, I'm not doing that. It's pointless and kind of petty and just pathetic. Like, I was really happy when Epic were teasing the Ice King's return last season, because he is most definitely an interesting character who didn't really do much when he was first around. In Season 7, he just turned the map to snow and then basically dipped. And then in Zero War, he didn't do much there either. So I'm really glad they brought him back this season and finally did something of use. Although, I'm still skeptical whether this is our Ice King or Reality Unknown's Ice King. But either way, I'm glad he's back. But now apparently I'm forced to hate him because I didn't choose his side according to some people. Like, no, I'm not doing that. You can like both characters, but unfortunately some people aren't smart enough to realize that. So yeah, all in all, you're kind of pathetic if you hate one of the two characters just because of the Showdown. And I would really like to like the Ice King more than I already do, but of course the community can make that very difficult. That's just the community for you. Now this one, I didn't think would annoy me as much as it has, but the role-playing has really annoyed me this season, probably because it's hardcore, and I just want to make one thing clear before I continue. There is a difference between role-playing and hardcore role-playing. Normal role-playing is just, well, you guessed it, normal role-playing, and most of the time they're fine. Then there's hardcore role-plays that are just a lot more annoying, and that's what we're talking about here. And I mean, if you look at YouTube comments or even YouTube shorts, and maybe even sometimes full videos, they will probably say something like, oh, my icy loyalist, or my foundationist. Stuff like that generally makes me cringe because this isn't some war IRL. Well, maybe for the player base it is, but generally speaking, this isn't some real life conflict. They're just acting like it is, and that's honestly what makes the role playing too much and rather cringe. And then the teams all have like catchphrases. I don't know what Foundations is. I'm pretty sure it might be like Fight for Foundation or something. I don't know. I think it's that though. But I know Ice King's is All Hail the King, which is something you will see in YouTube comments the most, even if it's not about the Showdown. Speaking of it not even being a part of the Showdown, you will genuinely find some people saying stuff like All Hail our King on videos that have nothing to do with the Showdown. I literally saw a Fortnite news video recently covering the artist that will not be named for controversy reasons that are absolutely disgusting. But in the comment section of that video, some dumbass put All Hail our glorious King, referring to the Ice King. And it's like, mate, there's always a time and place for that, but it wasn't on that news video, that's for sure. And I'm obviously not going to show the comment because 1, I don't have it, and 2, even if I did, I wouldn't show it because I'm not trying to send hate on anyone. But I generally got so mad when I saw that because it wasn't appropriate on a video like that. So all in all, the role playing is just very annoying and there's really nothing else to say about that. So let's just move on to the third and final point, which is... Now this one is last because I don't think anyone is really surprised that the community turned against each other this season. That being said, there are still things to discuss about it. First off, picking teams. And as we all know by now, Ice King has the majority of players on his side, hence why he's winning. By the way, he's just won Act 2 and honestly deserved since he most definitely had the better rewards this act, because Milestone 2 for Team Foundation really let them down, and I generally think the Save the World base upgrade is going to be the worst milestone reward of the whole Showdown. But anyway, I feel like some, not all, but some people only picked Ice King because he's the older character, that being he was introduced first. I hope I'm wrong about this, but I feel like there's most definitely at least one person who did it like that. And then there's the obvious trash talking towards the other team. Team Foundation gets referred to as Team Fraudation, and then Team Ice King gets referred to as Team Bomb King. Now, I don't know why the inspiration for the name Team Bomb King. However, I do know the inspiration for the name Team Fraudation, and that comes from the Showdown multipliers, which this whole debate on whether the Showdown is rigged or not could honestly be its own video, but I'm not going to do that because I don't care anymore. I stopped participating in the Showdown at the start of Act 2, hence why I'm actually now making this video. But anyway, Team Ice King and Team Foundation both received multipliers during Act 1. As I'm sure we all know, Ice King had Friday, Foundation had Sunday. So, you know, a little bit unfair for Ice King since they had a weekday and Team Foundation didn't. So they changed Team Ice King's day to Saturday, with happy days. Except this alone wasn't the reason Team Foundation were getting called Team Fraudation. No, we have to look back at the first few hours of this season, where Team Foundation had a 1.226 multiplier. Now, whether this was intentional or by accident, truthfully, I do not know, and I don't care enough to find out anymore. But yeah, Foundation had that going on for around 3 hours, I think, and Team Ice King were mad, obviously, but it was fair to be mad. What I don't agree with was them telling Epic to remove the progression they gained while it was active, because quite frankly, it didn't matter whether it was removed or not, because they were still ahead by 60 million. And then the multiplier days came in, which did progress Team Foundation more than the 1.2226 multiplier. More than that did. So in the end, it really didn't matter. Now, the last thing I want to mention is we got a leak about the final act, which is the epilogue, where it's one milestone, but it's global, meaning there is a possibility of the Foundation and the Ice King teaming up to defeat the Dark Voyager, even though I still think the Voyager will win in the live event. But if they are teaming up, I just want to say, I guarantee at least someone, most likely on Team Ice King, although could still be on Team Foundation as well, is going to say something like, oh, they're only merging together because Team Foundation are so bad, they're so trash, they can't keep up. When they literally have no knowledge on the storyline. Mark my words, someone will say it. Yeah, hey, so I'm editing this video the day after I recorded it. So today for me is Sunday, which is also probably the day this video is coming out. And yesterday was Saturday, aka when I recorded it. But yeah, while I was editing this, you know how I said there, Team Ice King are going to say like, oh yeah, Team Foundation is so slow, so they're going to team us up for the epilogue. Yeah, well, turns out that people have already started saying that. Like, I've literally seen a YouTube short and a few YouTube comments saying it. It's like, how did I predict that so early? Like, Team Ice King, you're so predictable. Like, it's actually such a shame that you're that predictable, and honestly that toxic as well. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, anyway, I've got really nothing else to say, but that is honestly just disappointing that they've already said that, and honestly a bit childish. So I'll just leave it here, and I'll get back to the video. So that's my take on the Showdown. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Honestly, it's fine if you disagree. I won't mind. But anyway, that's all for now.